Hey everybody, welcome to our very first mini-sode for my shadow work vlog series called Real Monsters. Now you guys, my shadow work series is super intense and it drops every Thursday. So you'll find a regular episode for the shadow work series dropping Thursday of each week. And then we have a treat, which I know you guys were not expecting this here. Yes, we have a treat of mini-sodes. Now the mini-sodes, just like this one here, is going to drop on either Monday or Tuesday. So sometime between Monday and Tuesday, you will find a mini-sode that is in direct correlation with the episode that just dropped on Thursday, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So this episode, we're talking about episode 1, which is the introductory episode. And y'all, I was nervous as hell. I was rambling and I forgot to include so many details because I was super nervous and I just kept repeating myself. So let me tell you what I've learned from episode 1. Okay, so this is the introspection part of our mini-sode. What I learned from episode 1 is that this vlog series scares the hell out of me. It truly it unnerves me. It really scares me. It is something that is super out of my comfort zone. And this is one of the reasons that I am doing it. It's very necessary. And so I'm just like super embarrassed because looking back at episode 1, I'm just like, girl, you're saying the same thing for like the first 15 minutes. And then something happens and there's like a boost of something just takes over and we really get the kick in. Like it really starts to like pick up. So for that, I do apologize for like the first 15 minutes of the episode, rambling, repeating myself, just going on in cycles because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to say. And not only that, when I started this vlog series, as you can see with the first episode, I really was kind of unsure about how I was going to do everything. I recorded the very first episode on my phone, which I stopped doing, and I stopped using the moving tripod because my tripod was moving and I did not want it to. That was so embarrassing, but I was like, I'm not about to record this over. And it also taught me, episode 1 also taught me that it's okay not to be a perfectionist, because any other time I would have tried to be a perfectionist and I would have recorded that as many times as I needed to get it to be where I wanted it to be. And part of my shadow work, I realized, this is the introspection part, after watching the episode and just saying, you know what, forget it, I'm not going to re-record it. That was me letting go of the perception of always needing to be perfect or always having an aspect of perfection or having things as close to perfection as I can possibly get them. So that actually is actual growth that you're seeing and you're not even realizing that you're seeing it, but that is growth. Because like I said, any other time I would have cut that, I would have redone it and it would not have been that. But I was just like, I really wanted everything to be like super raw and uncut, and I just don't want anything to feel super scripted. So that's why episode 1 was a rambling long mess. Okay, it was just a mess of me just trying to figure things out, and I started to iron out the kinks after that first episode. I really ironed out some kinks because I did not want the vlog series to look like that. Okay, now yes, I am a perfectionist And yes, I did let the first episode go, but y'all know I'm not gonna let the whole series go like that. So I was just like, it's cool for the first episode. The first episode was trash anyway. It was an introductory episode. It was just basically telling y'all what shadow work was and blah, 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 which I really feel like I did not do too good of a job either because I was super nervous. But now that we're talking about the shadow work aspect of it, as you can see, we're not in the dark. We do have the candles and everything, but we're not in the dark. And as you'll see going further along in the series, I'm dressed in black in the series. I'm always going to be in black in every regular episode, and it's always going to be dark in every regular episode. Now, I know I touched on the aesthetics, and the reason why everything is so dark and that I'm in black is because we're doing shadow work. But not only that, I want to touch on how bad I cuss or how often I cuss in the series. And I want you guys to get an understanding that when we're in the dark and I'm in the black and I'm doing the regular episodes of the shadow work series, this is my shadow self. This is me facing my shadow self. My waking moments, my everyday living, my daily moments, I don't curse as much. I'm not that vulgar in the mouth, but for shadow work, it's me basically saying all the things that I want to say that I don't say in my conscious mind, like in my conscious daily just comings and goings. I'm more reserved. I'm more restrictive. I'm more censored in my daily going abouts and how I communicate and the conversations. But when I'm doing shadow work, I let all of my inhibitions go. I just let everything go. And sometimes it's like, you know how you get to a place where you really just want to cuss somebody ass out, like they're right in front of you and you're really like, you're trying your hardest not to cuss them out. And so you repress that and you wait till you get by yourself and you just unload and unleash. Well, the shadow work, the shadow aspect, the regular episodes are the moments of me just unleashing. It's me saying things that I would not be able to regularly say if I were in front of, let's say, my parents, or if I was just in front of just my regular audience. This is how I am regularly. You know, I haven't said too many cuss words. I've maybe said drop one or two, but I don't, my awakened, my renewed, my rebirthed self, and we'll get into, you know, the new me further along in the series, but the awakened and the me here and now, the conscious me, I don't operate that way. I don't communicate that way. I'm not cussing every 5 to 10 seconds. So just, keep that in mind, okay? I really wanted to make this a piece of work that I could speak to, whereas you could understand that when I'm in front of you in the dark, it is my shadow self. It is my subconscious self. It is myself that I repress. It is not the waking daily Janae, waking daily priestess Iris Rose. I do curse here and there. I'm myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm myself when I'm talking to my clients. And so sometimes, yes, you'll hear certain things, but I'm not super vulgar in the mouth. So I don't want you guys to think or pick up from the series that my mouth is trashy, because it's not very trashy. It's just that this is when I'm in the dark, this is the shadow aspect of myself that I do not let out. I do not let the light of day, you know, see the light of day and things like that. It's the repressed version of myself that I'm just allowing to have free reign. Okay, so I did not mention that in episode 1. Probably should have. Super nervous, didn't know what the heck I was talking about in episode 1, as you can see. So that's why I didn't have that detail in there, which I should have, because I wanted to speak on the aesthetics, and so much was going through my mind. I was so nervous, and I was trying not to come across as nervous, and trying not to come across as nervous made me even more nervous. So it was just a hot mess, but it was something for me to show myself that I have the ability to grow, and that I have the ability to not make everything so perfect. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Life is not perfect. And so that's what I've learned from the introductory episode 1. Okay. So I wanted to touch on that. And I also wanted to touch on a couple of things in regards to episode 1 not being so perfect. I changed so much. I learned so much from episode 1. So what I did was I stopped recording on my phone. I'm recording this on my phone because it's a minisode, so it's not going to be as long and as the regular episodes. And sometimes the regular episodes have guests in them, so I needed to record them on the computer. So that's where we started episode 2. It's on the computer. And the phone kept moving because I'm using a tripod that I hadn't used in a seated type of situation. I used it as in my Nara Smith spoof video, and that was the very first time I had ever used it. But to use it or try to attempt to use it in the vlog series, the reason that I really wanted to use it was for the walk-up scene where I walk up and I light my candles. I wanted it to move along with me, but I realized that it was too dark for me to for it to really pick up where I was in the instance to move in that way, until I started lighting these candles. And these candles are what really illuminates my face and how you see me. So once I got these candles illuminated, then this started to pick up, and yes, I'm back on it, but you see it's not moving anywhere. So this started to pick back up on, my motions and stuff. And so when I would talk and I would do things like this, it would scoot over to the left, especially it would scoot over. I was like, yo, why does it keep moving over this way? So I did work that out. I stopped using it, and I am only using it for when I'm actually moving, or when basically I understand how to use it now. Okay, so that's that. Is there anything else that I wanted to touch on in the minisode? I'm very proud of me. I'm very proud of the beginning of this vlog series because, again, I was nervous as hell, but this was my stepping stone to really getting out there, to really getting my shadow work out there, to really getting this stuff done. Also, another reason for these minisodes, I don't know if I said it in the beginning or not, but I'm saying it now. So another reason for these minisodes is for introspection, so that I can go back and we can talk about the things that I learned from the episode, from watching the episode, and things that I would change, if anything, or just, certain lessons and certain things in regards to shadow work. I really think it's important, especially when you're going through shadow work. I tell people every time that we do shadow work, journal. You start to journal. You journal from your day 1 to the end day. With me, this is 10 episodes. You guys don't know this, but this vlog series is going to be 10 episodes. So, of course, there will be 10 essentially journal entries, which is an episode. And then it's going to be minisodes of me going back after, all of this is all said and done, basically, because all of October's episodes have been recorded, edited, and uploaded. And I'm working on November's episodes now. I think I'm in the middle, the episode that's going to drop in the middle of November. And the reason I'm still recording is because I have certain collaborations and I'm working on certain schedules with people. So these are the episodes that I'm recording now that have other people into them, that's going to be in the November portion of the vlog series. And I think it's only I think I decided to probably only do 1 or 2 collaborations in November. You'll see when it happens, when it airs or whatever, when it drops. But anyway, so it's for me to do some introspection, because it's important for you not only to go through your shadow work through your shadow work, but it's also important for you to let that stew for a few days and then come back, go over what you've written for that specific day or whatever. Go over that episode like I did. I went over the episode as it dropped. So as you guys were watching it, so was I. So go over the episode and then have some introspection about what you learned from yourself, what you've learned from watching yourself or rereading whatever you've written what you have gotten out of it, you know, certain aspects of growth that you've noticed and things like that. So that's what I really wanted to do for these mini series, these minisodes. Now, some of them I have forgotten to like add certain information that I said I'm going to speak on in the episodes. So some of the minisodes will have that information that I forgot, just like today. So just be looking out for the minisodes, because the minisodes are very much so a part of the entirety of the project. So thank you guys. This is it for the minisode. It's going to be short and sweet. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for, you know, allowing me to have my shadow work just being up front and center in public display. This is not easy for me. As you can see in the very first episode, I was freaking terrified, okay? Absolutely terrified. And so it shows. But hopefully, as we begin to get into my story and really get into the shadow work of it all, you will see me starting to really gain confidence, and the episodes will not be like it was in episode 1. Okay, so that is it for this minisode. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.